Hello, this is Dero from Oomph, and you're watching Loud TV. Stay tuned, motherfuckers.
In meiner Haut.
Maybe a lot of people didn't understand our kind of humor, or they didn't expect that we are able to laugh about ourselves, you know. Maybe people do not expect it from Germans, I don't know. But for us it was very important to have this album, because bands who are not able to laugh about themselves and who take themselves too serious become ridiculous by accident, you know. So yeah, we wanted to do it incidentally, so that's the better way, I think. And I think you have to be able to make fun with yourself, you know. And yeah, for us it was important, but you know, we said, let's do an album which deals about our humoresque side and which deals with our ability to laugh about ourselves. And let's see what happens. And we had the feeling that we just worked it out with this album, and we made, yeah, that was important for our career to have an album like that. So the next one gonna be darker again, you know, and that's why our new album is dark again. So it would be too boring, and yeah, I don't know. If you have it repetitive, you know, like other bands do, you know, they just copy themselves over and over again. And to me, it's really, as an artist, it's really sad to see that there's so many people out there who appreciate their favorite band to never ever change, you know. They just want them to repeat over and over again, to suggest them that this is the only thing that they can cling to, and they will never ever change. It remains the same. It's pretty much as the Roman Catholic Church, you know. Over the last 2,000 years, they didn't change at all, and that's their recipe of success, you know. So maybe that's the reason why there's still bands like AC/DC or what, I don't know. Yeah, and Maiden or Motorhead, rest in peace, Lemmy, or Ramones, rest in peace, folks. So. Yeah, there were a couple of bands who never ever changed, and people appreciate that fact. But to me, as an artist, it's just boring, you know. It's I could go and paint a fence, you know. It's always the same. So I'm a musician. I don't want to do the same over and over again. So this is why we changed with Oomph, and we're pretty aware of the fact that there's many people who cannot like everything that you do. So, but I think that differs us from other bands, you know, that makes us special. Because as I said, especially in the Neue Deutsche Härte genre, there's so many bands who are just a cliche of themselves, you know, and we don't want to be like that, you know. We want to surprise ourselves from album to album, and that's why we dare and change, even though we know that we lose fans, but we hopefully win new ones too. So it's kind of like a fluctuation, you know, when we release new stuff. But we know that there's also fans who like us from the first album, so they appreciate the fact that we dare and change, and we have the guts to evolve. So yeah, that's what Oomph is about, you know. It's like Forrest Gump and the box of pralines. You never know what you get. When you're willing to develop as a human being, as we are, of course not everybody, but we are willing to develop as human beings, and then you have to dare to reflect those developments within your art. Otherwise you start and lie just for commercial reasons, as many bands do. They know that the best way to have success is to never ever change, you know. That's why parties like the Tea Party, for example, in Northern America have such a success. Or Front National in France. And the AfD in Germany, you know, that's conservative right-wing wankers, you know, who suggest people that, no, everything has to remain the same. No, we have to step 10 steps back, and then everything will be fine again. But I don't believe in backwarded things, you know. I mean, you have to look forward, you know. We live right now and not in the past. So, well, of course, I see why people are afraid right now. There's so many bad things happening, you know. But that does not mean that we have to follow those who scream the loudest, you know. So, it's a complex situation worldwide, and those who have simple answers cannot be the right ones in my eyes, you know, because yeah, it's far more difficult than those polemic things coming from right-wing wankers. I think the revolution starts within yourself, in your own mind, in your own heart. Try and change yourself and you will see how hard it is. So before you want to change the world, you have to change the smallest world, yourself. And when you are able to change, then you reached a lot. Then you reached a lot. I think you have to begin with yourself to be authentical. So there's many people who aren't willing or able to change themselves, but they want to change the whole world. How should that happen? Of course, everything that happens right now inspires me as an artist. Yeah, if you walk through life with open eyes, you've been influenced permanently. So, yeah. But I don't believe that the world has gone worse and worse, you know. Because there's always been bad elements and good elements. So it's kind of like those yin and yang thing, you know, in the whole universe. It's kind of like a balance in between those forces and powers who fight.
Romulus and Remus?
Right. Or Cain and Abel. So you have to choose yourself which side you want to belong. So it's up to you. We all have the choice, you know, and that's the good thing. Even though there's circumstances who are not really cool, you know, if kids were born in families who are really violent, then the start, of course, is not perfect. But I think as an adult, you have the ability to decide yourself which side you want to be on, you know. And it's difficult to fight your inner demons, but in my eyes, it's really, really important to have the balance between white and black within your soul, and don't forget all the shades of gray in between, you know, because nowadays the black and white painting of the politicians increases. But there's so many shades of grey between. We don't have to forget, you know. So yeah, in my opinion, education is the key to a better understanding. We have to force education and the social structures, of course, within society. We have to have a strict separation of religion and policy, in my eyes. Religion is a matter of privacy, in my eyes, so... Well, there's still so much to do and to work on, so never gets boring. It is, yes. The Germans have a real huge history of romantical approaches within music, within lyricism. There's so many authors who were really romantic, so many composers, painters. I think it's got to do with the weather a bit, In Germany, there's long periods of time with rain, cold weather, gray heaven. So that's why there's so much melancholy aspects within the German soul, I think. So, yeah. And if you want to call it that way, maybe it's the most German album of ourselves. So. I think everybody is, yeah. It's a real sensual thing and a sexual thing also, Did you know that the reason why we kiss that intensively with the tongue, the only reason is that our body, our genes, try to reflect the genes of the other person, to see if the reproduction would work. That's the only reason. To scan the chemical aspects of your possible partner. That's why we kiss that way. And yeah, it's not that romantical anymore, huh? Maybe, but if it's that way, it's good to see. I mean, it would be boring to have only guys in the audience and the other way around. If there were only women, it would be boring too. So, but mixture is always good. Look in society, monoculture is dangerous, Evolution do not accept monoculture. No, it does not bring the needed development. So, yeah. No, I don't know if it's really injustice, because, and jealousy is it's a wasted emotion to me. Because I'm really aware of the fact that everybody pays his price for what he's doing or what he's reaching, You always pay a price. So I'm thankful that I can live from my music. It's my hobby and it's my job, and I don't feel it like being a job. It's still great, but I know that bands who are that successful worldwide have to tour a lot before reaching that status and pay their price with their health, alcohol, drugs, divorces, no time for friends anymore. So, well, I think that there's many people who want to be like that, who want to be that famous. But I know that double-edged sword. You know, there's always another side of the coin. So, no, I don't want to change with them. No, definitely not.